Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers, known for their big splashes and headline-grabbing moves during trade deadlines, took a decidedly quieter approach this time around. But don't let that fool you. While many expected a flurry of activity, star players changing uniforms, blockbuster deals shaking up the league, the Dodgers instead made some subtle, strategic moves that could prove to be just as impactful down the road. It was a deadline defined less by noise and more by calculated patience, a sort of quiet confidence that the core of this team is already strong and that the future might be brighter than many realize. One of the most interesting parts of this whole deadline story was the Dodgers trade that sent right-hander Dustin May to the Boston Red Sox. Now, May is a name that's generated plenty of buzz over the past seasons. He's got the stuff, the pedigree, and the potential to be a frontline starter in any rotation. But for whatever reason, the Dodgers decided it was time to move on. And the return? A young prospect named James Tibbs III. That's where things get intriguing. On paper, Tibbs might not grab headlines the way some other prospects do. He's hitting just around .232 this season, with 13 home runs and 39 RBIs, splitting time between high A and double A levels. But those who really dig into prospects and the inner workings of MLB front offices see something special here. Tibbs was actually the fifth-ranked prospect in the Red Sox system and was a key piece in the trade that sent Rafael Devers out of Boston. That alone tells you how highly regarded he is in the league. For the Dodgers, a team that has always prided itself on scouting and developing young talent, this move might be less about instant impact and more about long-term upside. The whispers from rival executives suggest that this deal could very well be a steal, a chance for the Dodgers to snag a player who could become a star in the near future. It's a classic example of how a team with a strong core can afford to be patient and strategic. While other teams were scrambling to add big names and win-now pieces, the Dodgers seemed to focus on maintaining roster stability and banking on their stars to bounce back to form. This is especially interesting when you consider the competition. The San Diego Padres, for instance, have been breathing down their necks all season, aggressively bolstering their bullpen, which is now regarded as one of the best in baseball. Adding a shutdown closer like Mason Miller to their arsenal makes them a formidable opponent, no question. Yet, despite that pressure, the Dodgers stayed true to their plan. General Manager Brandon Gomez made it clear that they believe in the group they have right now, insisting that this is one of the most talented rosters they have ever put together. And he's not wrong. The roster is stacked with proven stars and young players ready to contribute. It's just a matter of timing and health, getting key players back and seeing them perform at their peak again. This sort of approach takes a lot of faith, and it can be tough to watch from the outside, especially when other teams are making headlines. But the Dodgers are betting on the fact that when their core is firing on all cylinders, there's no team better equipped to make a deep run. It's a long season, and baseball is a game of momentum, adjustments, and resilience. The quiet moves they made might seem small now, but sometimes the best stories come from the hidden gems, the under-the-radar trades that blossom when given time. What really stands out in this deadline is the Dodgers' belief in development. Adding players like Brock Stewart and Alex Call might not have caused a media frenzy, but those kinds of players fill important roles. Stewart's experience as a reliever adds depth to the bullpen, something every team needs as the grind of the season wears on. Alex Call, a solid fourth outfielder, provides versatility and quality off the bench, a kind of insurance policy for injuries or slumps. These additions speak to a front office that understands the value of having a well-rounded team and depth across the roster. Meanwhile, the decision to move on from Dustin May highlights a broader strategy. Sometimes letting go of talent isn't about failure, but about fitting pieces into a bigger puzzle. May didn't quite find his spot in the Dodgers' rotation this year, and rather than letting him struggle or settle into a less-than-ideal role, the Dodgers made a calculated decision to move him where he might have a better opportunity, and in return, gain a prospect with upside. This is the beauty of baseball's roster management. balancing present needs with future potential, understanding that today's move can set the foundation for tomorrow's success. It's a game of patience, and the Dodgers seem willing to play it that way. You can see this in the way they are handling their lineup and pitching staff, too. The team has endured some offensive struggles recently, but instead of panicking, they are sticking with the players they trust. They are confident that the offense will heat up again and that once their stars get healthy and in rhythm, the production will follow. There's a sense that the Dodgers know what they have in their clubhouse, and they are willing to wait out. All these factors paint a picture of a franchise that's not just focused on immediate fireworks, but on sustainable success. The quiet trade deadline wasn't a sign of weakness or hesitation. It was a signal that the Dodgers believe their path to glory isn't through a splashy move, but through smart decisions, depth, and trusting in the talent already on their roster. As the season moves forward, it will be fascinating to watch how these pieces fit together and whether James Tibbs 3 can develop into the kind of player that justifies this under-the-radar move. It's a story still unfolding, but if history has shown anything, the Dodgers know how to spot talent and develop it. This move could be the start of something big. Mookie Betts, once one of the brightest stars shining in Major League Baseball, has found himself in an unexpected and difficult stretch this season. For a player with a resume that includes multiple All-Star appearances, MVP awards, and a reputation as one of the most complete athletes in the game, the 2025 campaign has been a stark contrast. The numbers speak for themselves. Betts is batting just .231 with a slash line that tells a story of struggle. Just over .300 on-base percentage and a slugging percentage barely above .355. These are well below the standards we've come to expect from him, especially given his explosive past seasons. The concerning part isn't just the overall stats, but the steep decline since the calendar turned to July. Entering a recent week of play, Betts was ranked as the 8th worst qualified hitter in all of MLB, a surprising and troubling position for a player of his caliber. His production since the start of the month has dipped even further, with a batting average around .211, an on-base percentage below .300, and a slugging percentage barely surpassing .309. His weighted runs created plus, or WRC plus, which adjusts for park factors and league averages, sits at 59, a clear indicator that he has been significantly less productive than an average hitter. In response to this slump, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts made a bold tactical move, shifting Betts into the leadoff spot. The idea was to ignite some spark, to break the slump by putting Betts at the top of the order where he would lead off innings and potentially see more at-bats with fresh eyes and a different approach. However, the experiment didn't yield the results the team hoped for. In 10 games batting leadoff, Betts managed to hit just .190 with an on-base percentage barely nudging above .270 and a slugging percentage that hovered around .238. Those numbers were not the turnaround the Dodgers were counting on, so Roberts moved him back down to the second spot in the lineup. This shuffle, however, didn't mark the end of the conversation about where Betts should hit. Roberts has publicly stated that despite the slump, he is not considering pushing Betts further down the order once Max Muncy returns from injury. He's doubled down on his belief that Betts deserves to bat near the top of the lineup, whether it's first or second, and he made it clear he values Betts not just for what he has done, but for what he is capable of doing. The more I think about it, Mookie is somebody I'm not going to hit lower in the order, Roberts said. I just feel you weigh the options, the alternatives, and things like that. I'm going to continue to believe in him and trust that he's the best option, whether it's in the 1 or the 2, and that's what we're going to roll with. This guy's a premium player, and he's just in this extended funk, but he's going to work his way out of this. I just feel the best version of our ball club is him somewhere at the top of the order. The statement reflects a manager balancing confidence in his players' long-term value with the immediate reality of a slump. It also speaks to the unique leadership role Betts holds in the clubhouse. A player whose presence at the top of the lineup isn't just about numbers, but also about the psychological and tactical makeup of the team. But from a purely analytical standpoint, this approach leaves some questions hanging in the air. The Dodgers do have other options for the second spot in the batting order, with Will Smith being one of the most obvious. Smith has had a standout year offensively, ranking among the top 4 hitters in Major League Baseball this season. His combination of on-base skills and power makes him an ideal candidate to bat in that pivotal two-hole spot. Putting Smith there would maximize the number of quality at-bats for the Dodgers offense, especially alongside Shohei Ohtani, who has been a force at the plate all year. Yet, Roberts has pushed back against this idea, explaining that Smith doesn't play every day, which complicates lineup construction. When the catcher only plays about 3 out of every 4 games, it creates a challenge in maintaining consistency at the top of the order. Roberts prefers not to juggle the top of the lineup too much because of this, opting instead to keep a more stable configuration, even if it means sticking with Betts during his slump. "You got to think of the alternatives," Roberts said. "How guys are swinging right now, and the way I look at our lineup and the way guys are swinging, there's no better alternative. Also, given that Smith doesn't play every day, so you're trying to not mix and match the top of the order when the catcher plays 3 out of 4, or whatever it is. So that's kind of the math. It's very clear to me there's always suggestions and thoughts, but if you don't have a better alternative, then it falls on deaf ears. Or my deaf ears." That candid comment shows a manager wrestling with the realities of roster constraints and the desire to keep the team's core stable, even if that means weathering a rough patch with one of his star players. But it also hints at the complexity of building a lineup in today's game where managing player rest, matchups, and hot streaks is a daily chess match. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how Betts' struggles compare to the rest of the roster. Nearly everyone else on the Dodgers has been more productive this season. In fact, only Dalton Rushing has been less productive than Betts, according to most advanced metrics. Players like Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy represent obvious alternatives for the second spot in the order, each bringing a different set of skills that could help jumpstart the offense. Freeman's approach at the plate and consistent production make him a natural fit for a lineup spot where he can drive in runs and set the tone. Andy Pages also emerges as a potential candidate to fill in that hole, especially if Roberts wants to avoid stacking left-handed hitters back-to-back, since both Freeman and Muncy bat from the left side. Pages, who has shown promise and versatility, could provide a fresh look in that part of the order and perhaps energize the offense in a new way. The Dodgers are playing the long game. The quiet trade deadline, the confidence in players like Betts and Freeman, and the trust in their own scouting and development point toward a strategy built for sustained success. It's a waiting game now, but one that could pay off big as the season stretches on and the team battles toward October baseball. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. A shocking controversy erupted inside the Los Angeles Dodgers locker room as star player Will Smith publicly refused to play alongside Shohei Ohtani. This unexpected declaration sent ripples through the baseball world, igniting intense speculation about the reasons behind Smith's sudden stance. Known for their professionalism and team spirit, both athletes have been key figures in their respective teams and the broader MLB scene. Will Smith's outright rejection of partnering with Ohtani has raised numerous questions among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. The Dodgers, who have invested heavily in building a strong, cohesive squad, now face an internal crisis that threatens to destabilize their championship aspirations. The tension reportedly reached a boiling point during a recent team meeting, where Smith allegedly expressed his dissatisfaction in no uncertain terms, leaving coaches and teammates stunned. This unprecedented rift between two top talents highlights the complexities and pressures inherent in managing superstar egos within high-stakes professional sports. Beyond just a locker room dispute, this incident shines a light on underlying dynamics that could have lasting implications for team morale and performance as the season progresses. The Dodgers management now faces the delicate challenge of resolving this dispute swiftly to maintain focus on their ultimate goal of winning the World Series. The origins of the conflict between Will Smith and Shohei Ohtani remain murky, but insiders suggest that the tension is more than a simple personality clash. Both players have long been accustomed to playing pivotal roles as individual stars on their teams, which may have contributed to friction when brought together under one banner. Ohtani, a two-way player celebrated for his pitching and hitting abilities, carries the weight of immense expectations from fans and media alike. Will Smith, a talented catcher with a strong leadership presence, might perceive Ohtani's arrival as a disruption to established team dynamics or even a threat to his own role. Reports indicate that Smith's refusal to play alongside Ohtani was partly motivated by concerns over team chemistry and strategic alignment on the field. This internal discord could also stem from off-field issues, such as differences in training philosophies or personal values. Regardless of the exact causes, the Dodgers are now dealing with a highly sensitive situation that could jeopardize the unity and cohesiveness essential for success in the grueling MLB season. The organization's leadership must carefully navigate these waters to avoid alienating either player while reinforcing a culture of collaboration. The fallout from this locker room dispute has quickly captured the attention of baseball fans and commentators, sparking heated debates across social media platforms and sports talk shows. Many supporters of Will Smith have voiced their understanding, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a harmonious team environment where all players feel respected and valued. Conversely, fans of Shohei Ohtani have expressed disappointment and frustration, perceiving Smith's stance as unprofessional and detrimental to the Dodgers' championship chances. The media has further fueled the controversy by dissecting every available detail, from body language during games to past interactions between the two athletes. Analysts have speculated on possible consequences, ranging from internal disciplinary actions to potential trades or roster adjustments. Some experts suggest that the Dodgers might seek to mediate the conflict through counseling or team-building exercises, while others fear that the rift could widen if left unaddressed. The story has also highlighted broader issues within professional sports, including the challenges of integrating high-profile personalities and managing expectations within a competitive team environment. The Dodgers now find themselves at a critical crossroads where effective conflict resolution could either salvage their season or accelerate a downward spiral. From a tactical perspective, the absence of cooperation between Will Smith and Shohei Ohtani poses significant challenges for the Dodgers' gameplay strategies. Smith's role as a catcher is crucial in guiding pitchers and managing defensive alignment, while Ohtani's dual skills as a pitcher and hitter make him a versatile asset. Their inability to collaborate effectively could disrupt the team's rhythm and limit its tactical options. For instance, a catcher who refuses to work closely with a key pitcher undermines communication, trust, and game management. This discord might lead to misplays, errors, and a general decline in on-field performance. Coaches and strategists are reportedly scrambling to devise contingency plans that minimize the impact of the feud, possibly by altering lineups or changing pitching rotations. However, such adjustments risk further unsettling an already fragile team dynamic. The Dodgers' chances of contending for the postseason could be severely compromised if this internal strife persists. Moreover, the incident raises questions about leadership within the team, whether the coaching staff and management can assert authority and foster unity among high-profile players. The outcome of this conflict could redefine the Dodgers' trajectory and serves as a cautionary tale for professional teams managing superstar personalities. As this saga unfolds, the broader implications for the MLB and professional sports culture become apparent. Will Smith's refusal to play with Shohei Ohtani is more than a personal spat. It reflects the ongoing struggle of balancing individual star power with team cohesion. This incident underscores how fragile alliances can be when egos and expectations clash in a high-pressure environment. The Dodgers, as one of baseball's flagship franchises, now face intense scrutiny regarding their handling of internal conflicts and their commitment to fostering a healthy team culture. Fans worldwide are watching closely to see if the organization can resolve this controversy without sacrificing competitive success. The situation also sparks a larger conversation about the role of leadership, communication, and respect in sports teams where multiple superstars coexist. As the season continues, the Dodgers' response to this crisis may influence how other teams approach similar challenges in the future. Ultimately, the resolution, or lack thereof, we'll reveal much about the evolving dynamics of professional sports, where talent alone is no guarantee of harmony or victory. The drama in the Dodgers' locker room serves as a potent reminder that behind every athletic triumph lies a complex web of human relationships and psychological battles. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.